play it.
Yeah, I get it. Everybody loves it. Everybody wants to talk about it. Everybody wants to
Y'all
talk about
starving for football, boy.
it. You dang right. You dang right.
Let me go
Okay.
and pull it.
All right, Q. Go ahead. Create a broadcast on Twitter. Create a broadcast on Facebook. So we are rolling.
Got it.
Good.
Yep. Twitter's
Uh,
up.
all right. Hop back on TikTok. Let's get this thing going.
Hold on. Go ahead. What's this thing? Just quit tripping.
You good?
Sending I'm sending it to the groups.
Group send.
Mm, mhm. Oh, there we go. All right. And tune in. All right, let's go. I'm ready.
You back? You back? Yep.
Yep.
There you are. Okay, here we go. Give me a countdown in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. What is up, everybody? Thank you for joining us here on the Welcome Podcast. I'm your host, James Garnet. The joined by my host Q.
What it do, y'all? What it do?
And in today's episode, we are talking about Razul Faison's eligibility status. We are a few days away from getting an answer there, which we found out from the Posting Courier. So we will talk more about that. EA College Football 26 is officially out, so there are some more things that are going to be talked about there, of course. Gamecock basketball, the numbers have been released on the guards or who's going to wear what. So that's going to be interesting to bring up in recruiting. Recruiting. Things are getting more interesting by the day. We are officially in the dead period, of course, but you do have a transfer portal window that has opened up because of revenue sharing. An interesting name is in there too, which I don't think South Carolina is going to look at. They took multiple visits to South Carolina, but I just don't see him being a fit in Columbia. Q, let's go ahead and we're going to start off with the biggest topic, and that is coming Wednesday with Razul Faison's eligibility. And the Post and Courier put out a report, I believe it was back on July 4th, or maybe the Saturday after on the 5th, that South Carolina was going to hear an answer about Razul Faison's eligibility status on Wednesday from the NCAA. Look, nobody else reported about this, but the Post and Courier, they put an article out. Like I said, it was either Friday or Saturday. It dropped, and people got wind of it, including myself, Gamecock Central, 247.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody else knew. So first of all, I give Post and Courier props. Give credit where credit is due to have that first before anybody else. Don't know how they did it, but they did it. So give the Post and Courier props there. But Q, for it to come Wednesday on, July, what are we? July 9th of that day, right? July 9th. That's frustrating. That's frustrating. Just over that 50 days point until Gamecock football. And this is what's going to happen is that Razul Faison's going to find out what his status is going to be. But it took you 50 days until the season started to get this?
It probably
I
didn't
don't
take
know,
them
man.
50 days, to be honest with you. It probably didn't take nowhere close to that to
I,
be.
I would not
If
be
we're
surprised.
keeping, if we're being 100% honest, I don't think it took that long. But
Yeah.
what I will say is, if this is indeed what happens, I have a very skeptical feeling about that, because if it took you this long and all of a sudden on a random Wednesday you're about to drop, what his eligibility will be, I don't have a good feeling. I'm gonna be 100% honest with Gamecock Nation. I just genuinely don't have a good feeling about the situation. It's not something I'm against. I'm not, you know, saying that's what's going to happen, but typically in situations like that, it never really spills out well for us. However, if the NCAA knows the smart thing to do, they're going to give him eligibility. You're opening yourself up for a very big can of worms. You're opening yourself up for a tremendous lawsuit. You're opening yourself up for a lot of things if you do not grant him eligibility. And I think we both know that. Like that's not something that's a mystery. That's not something they're like, well, I don't know. No, 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 no. It's pretty clear cut. You gave Pavi eligibility. Razul has literally the same type situation. You gave Pavi another year. You might as well give Razul. And but you know what though? I'm gonna go ahead and let you listeners know this too. If Razul is cleared and he's able to play, 5-0 is almost but guaranteed the the results of your first 5 games. That is all but guaranteed because now you have your legit running back weapon that you have been working with because he's got some talent. And you add Isaiah to the mix, you add Oscar Attaway to the mix, you add Matthew Fuller, you add Jawan Howell. I'm telling you guys, as God is my witness, that running back room is going to be dangerous this year. Adding Faison is just going to make matters way worse for you.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping the NCAA does the correct thing. Am I trusting them? No. Boy, you know how long I've known the NCAA? I don't trust them with a fiber in my body.
Okay.
But I will say I do think this is a huge piece for South Carolina, and it's a good step moving forward because there is a such thing as the courts can rule that he can play while this is getting battled in court. So no matter what, I think there's a couple of options you have with that happening. If it does come down Wednesday, what is that, the 9th? So if
Yeah.
it comes down Wednesday the 9th and you play August 31st, you got time to get a couple things squared away, which I know knowing him, knowing our athletic department, knowing the football team, I think that's what they're going to get to. But I think this is huge for us. I do agree with you 110%. It's a huge thing. It's big, but let's see how this bad boy plays out too.
And I think the biggest thing too, a lot of people have brought up Jalen Brooks, right? The Jalen Brooks situation. As Gamecock fans might remember, 2020 he was ruled ineligible early to start the season out. They appealed that decision with the NCAA. South Carolina did, and ultimately he would be ruled eligible. Maybe what, a month or a couple weeks later.
He missed
So
what, 3 games? I think it was like 3 games
I
he missed.
believe so. Yes, he was 3 games he missed. Obviously, 2020 kind of said itself, but you look at that kind of being the outlier there and what South Carolina has battled with the NCAA before, and it's been a problem. It's been an issue. So to me, I ask the question: if he gets denied, will he appeal? Because here's the thing: the NFL, I mean, that is still on that backtrack, right? There is part of the NFL still in this conversation to prepare for the league to get ready for that. I don't know how that will go, obviously, but that is part of the conversation. So my question is, Q, do you think he'll appeal, or do you think they'll say, "Oh, okay, well, it is what it is," and next thing you know, Wednesday afternoon or Thursday morning, he's getting ready to get ready for the NFL instead of appealing for the more college football playing time? Because that's where I'm at. That's my question.
That's a good question. I think he genuinely wants to play in college. I
Hmm.
think he wants another year in college, especially in SEC ball, and get his yards there because I think that will help his draft stock coming to the his final year.
Right.
So I can see him appealing it. I think it just depends on how long that appeal will take. I think there's just factors you have to factor in. Will they drag their feet with the appeal like they did with this?
Sure.
What are the different things that happen with this? I guess that's my bigger question. Like
And do you
what does that look like?
and do you see the state of South Carolina get involved? Because you need to remember, Q, Henry McMaster is on the board of the state of South Carolina. Obviously, with him being the acting governor, does any of this come play a part? Just like with Vanderbilt, right? Because the Diego Pavia, situation involved, the state of Tennessee getting involved. Could
I
that
mean, if
potentially
I
happen with
I
that?
want to
With
see, do I think McMaster's will do that? Yes. I think if pushed enough, if enough things are pushed, McMaster's may step in and be like, "All right, NCAA, like, do you really want to go down this path?" Because at the end of the day, that's exactly how NIL. was started. The states started stepping in and being like, "Look, we're going to take advantage. We're going to take care of the situation," and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
So, do I think it happened? For sure. Don't. I just think it depends on what they want to do. But let's get to Wednesday first. Let's see what happens Wednesday. But if I'm the NCAA, you already know no one respects you, no one takes you serious, none of that stuff. If it's me, if I'm Shane Beamer, I'm be 100% honest with you, which I see why I'm not. But if I was him, Brazil's playing regardless of the situation. What's the worst they're gonna do? Hey, vacate the wins. The wins already happened. No one's gonna take that serious. There's not one. There's not one fan base. No nothing. No one because no one respects the NCAA.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like let's call a spade a spade. I'm not worried about that. I'm personally no. You
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
you
I
you
think we
can't
can
tell
all
me
agree
that
on
you would
that.
be. You can't and I know the NCAA is like fighting for their lives right now to be relevant. They're fighting for their ever loving
Sure.
life
They're
to
on
be
their last
relevant.
lifeline. Let's call it how it is. I mean, they had that opportunity to prevent what happened, and they just sat there on their ass and they didn't do a thing. This is
They didn't
why
plan to.
everything got out of control. Everything got out of control.
When you're making billions of dollars, you didn't want to give up some of that money, which is
Sure.
crazy because in my personal opinion, if I'm looking at this like hindsight 2020,
Yeah.
the reason you really got off lucky with as much as you had to pay back to players because it should have been like triple the amount, especially when you have uh Jadavian Clowney came through and the
Mm-hmm.
amount of money he would have commanded, Johnny Manziel and the amount of money he would have commanded, Trevor Lawrence
Absolutely.
and Watson and the amount of money Dexter Lawrence, how much he would have as a defensive tackle, Dexter Lawrence literally would have commanded an insane amount of money for
Ah,
Clemson to keep. I tell
just think
people all
about
the
the money
time,
that that Cam Newton would have made. I mean, that right there alone, Auburn would have been able to keep him. But we saw what it took to keep him at Auburn in the first
I
place, and it was two
I
hundred
tell
thousand
I tell
dollars.
y'all, I tell y'all, I tell y'all as God is my witness. I want y'all to understand this, Carolina fans. We have to be thankful it didn't happen as quick as it did.
Yeah.
Because I promise you that 2011 team would not have been there. There's no earthly way we would have been able to keep that 2011 team on there. As much talent as was on that team and as much money as about to be thrown out there, because you got to think, you'd have to pay Alshon, Marcus Lattimore, Jadeveon Clowney, Melvin Ingram, Stephon Gilmore,
Yeah.
DJ Swearinger. You had to pay all those guys. Now,
And that's just the
with
bottom.
ins,
And,
that's
that's not
just
including your offensive line.
that ain't your offensive line with Brandon Shell. That's not your tight end Justice Cunningham, who played a
Yeah.
pivotal role. Steven Garcia would have commanded some money. I don't care how y'all think of Steven. Steven Garcia was still a baller. That cat could flat out ball. So I'm telling y'all, NCAA is a joke. It knows it's a joke, but we move. So let's see what Wednesday brings. Let's see what Wednesday. I think Thursday's episode will be interesting in my personal opinion because I'm intrigued to see what the NCAA does and what answers we kind of get going into that Thursday episode. To be honest with you,
Absolutely, absolutely. And you brought up Marcus Lattimore while staying on the running back conversation. Shout out to him, man. He had a book come out. He had a book come out, which is a phenomenal read. I bought it myself out there on Amazon. It's called "Scream Not My Name." And it's like it's what it calls a performance piece, and it's but like I said, by Marcus Lattimore. If you're a Gamecock fan, if you loved who Marcus was as a person, if you're not a Gamecock fan, I'd say buy it. I have it by my bedstand. I read through it. It's a fantastic read. And look, man, Marcus has got another book coming out, and things are kind of in the works right now. But don't be surprised if you see number 21 here in the airwaves soon. So Marcus is a great guy, and we are
facts.
thrilled that he found something outside of football because we all know how that career went, and we it's tough for a guy like him. And when you read this book, this piece, you'll see, you'll feel it, you get emotional. It's a great read. So I like I said, I read it. Go to Amazon, buy it, get the paperback, do it. It's worth it. It's 100% worth it. So
Agreed.
but Yeah, going back to that queue, yeah, we'll find out. Like I said, Wednesday it can't come soon enough. I mean, Tuesday's going to drag on, and who knows when we'll have that answer. On Wednesday, it could come, as soon as 11 a.m. and it could come as later as 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't know. I just I'm praying for the best on the outcome because the kid deserves it. He deserves playing time. There's no reason why he should not receive it. There's no reason he hasn't played those X amount of years to be where he can't get it,
Yeah.
right? He's not like a guy that's played 5 years of football and he's trying to get a 6 year, right? He's not like some of these guys in NCAA basketball that were granted those extra years, right, in college
Well, I
basketball.
don't know how they feel that. Anyways, yo, a kid just got through playing 9 years of college football. Like, I'm not. He didn't even have his. He didn't even have a doctorate or a
Yep.
master's. Like, what are we? Like, NCAA, you're a joke at this point. You're a joke. So, but we'll see what you do Wednesday. We'll see what you do
Yes.
Wednesday.
Yeah. Stetson Bennett did not graduate college. That's correct. All
That's
right.
still insane.
It is. It is very wild. Absolutely wild indeed. Q, we'll go ahead and keep it on the football conversation, and let's go ahead and get into recruiting. It's a popular subject right now. South Carolina is about to have some big names come through here real soon that are going to make their announcements. And look, it's it's tough, man. After OVs, you felt really, really good about all of them, right? Kind of the water's kind of muddied a little bit. There's some things going on behind the scenes that, well, it's out, quite frankly, out of your control. And
Um.
you know,
So here's my take on every single thing that's happened here recently. If someone tells you they know, they don't.
yeah,
They don't. Just flat out. I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt. I'll use PJ Dean's situation as a prime example.
mm-hmm.
PJ Dean that morning was committed to the University of South Carolina.
Yep.
I want to commend Shane Beamer too. I want to commend my coach. I want to really commend my coach real quick. I want to really commend my coach real quick. I want to really dig deep and commend my coach real quick. I I am proud of Shane because Shane didn't throw something out there without waiting for it to happen first.
Sure.
People have screwed Shane so much in the past that Shane has really learned this. So moving forward, Shane has done an excellent job of making sure he knows before it happens. Noah Clark was never in question. Noah Clark once again drove himself to a 7-on-7 when he could have caught a bus because he wanted to make sure he understood the route he needed to take to get to his school of choice.
Mm-hmm.
Samari Matthews. He's best friends with Currents.
Yeah.
Currents put that tweet out saying he was 100% in with Carolina. So,
Mm-hmm.
reason Currents didn't take that Texas OV. Um, I have not heard anything different about him not coming to South Carolina.
It's fair.
I will say this though. One thing about Currents and Matthews that I respect a lot about both of them young men is that they are very much relationship driven people. And it's not just the relationships of like coaches, it's not the relationships of that. It's an entire flock because when you get them, you get their entire family.
Mm-hmm.
Um, money can't buy relationships. Money can't
No.
buy relationships. No matter how much money is given, money can't buy relationships. Money
Correct.
can't buy closer distance. Money can't buy closer distance. You can go across this country all you want to, but there's going to come a day where you have to make a choice. And something Samari and Watkins are both going to have to make the choice of. Do I want to be within driving distance or do I want to be within a plane ride distance?
Yeah.
Pros and
Yeah.
cons of that. Sure. There's going to be huge money out there in oil land. Both places. Tons of money. Tons of everything. But there's a point here. Let me start with Matthews. Matthews' point is this. He will not be coached, but in one spot, and that's corner. They have a nickel coach. It's not the same.
Mm-hmm.
Torian Gray coaches the entire DB room. You get one voice, one person. And he's the passing game coordinator as well.
That's right.
On defense. 2, Watkins. They want to play you in a hybrid role. I wonder who else played a hybrid role. Probably a guy named Nick Emenwari who just went second round, who should have went first round, and will be starting for the Seattle Seahawks. If you don't believe me, why Google is free. He is going to be the starter for the Seahawks that Torian Gray had. I think he knows what he's doing with hybrid. But I know Watkins and Samari both know this, though. They know what Torian. This is the thing. Torian Gray has the track record against anyone, against anybody. It's been laid out. It's been laid out. I'm not worried. Whatever happens on the 11th and 14th, I'm still not worried. But what I feel, let's see, Gamecock Nation. This is what you call big boy recruiting. Some people have to buy it. And you know what I tell Watkins too? Go look at that 2022 Texas A&M team or recruiting class, that number 1 class.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to look at that class and you tell me how many of them cats are still there. Don't worry. We have one of those guys on campus.
It's facts. It's all facts. I mean, yeah, you brought up some great points. I mean, first of all, relationship, right? And here's the thing. Looking at 2025, let's take a look back at that. Let's look at those wide receivers that all came in at the same time. Mm-hmm. I had the conversations, with the families of these players. Obviously, just most recently, I met with Donovan Murph and his family. It was, I guess, 2 weeks ago at this point. And the thing that was brought up was relationships. The culture that South Carolina has to offer with these relationships that they're building within the program, these in-state guys that are coming here, it makes just a huge difference. It really does. Like the fans, I want you to grasp this. When you hear about South Carolina, like for example, Samari Matthews and Currency, when they've played together for so long, granted, Samari Matthews, North Carolina, but right outside Charlotte, Rock Hill's right outside, Rock Hill and all that, that's right outside that area also. So they've been playing together for a long, long time.
Very long time.
These relationships, they truly do matter in recruiting. I get it. I understand the numbers. They see all that. They see the fancy cars sitting on the field. I understand all that. But I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of that does not matter. A lot of it does not matter. I know we want to think it does. I know we do. And granted, there are kids that do like seeing those things, of course. And it will draw them, as Q just said. But at the end of the day, they won't be playing for those programs in a year from now or 2 years from now. It happened so many times at these different programs. The resume speaks for itself. The recruiting class, it speaks for itself.
Men
I mean, you can do a deep dive in.
Women lie, facts don't.
Facts.
Men lie, women lie, facts don't.
That's it.
I don't care how y'all want to put this. If Watkins want to know what really goes on in A&M, he can call Dindy right now, and Dindy will tell him what's going on in A&M.
Sure.
There's why we don't have to talk about nothing.
No.
Dindy can call him and tell him what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
If Matthews want to know what's going on in Texas, woo, Matthews, you know where to find me. If you want to know what's up, you know where to find me. Because what I want you to understand is at the end of the day, folks have got to understand something. Predictions are predictions. Things change within an instant. If you want to hold us to the fire for everything that happens here, cool. I don't care. Y'all know where I be. But what I'm telling you is what I know. I'm not going to lie to you about the facts. The fact of the matter is this. There's a reason. There's a reason. You can go on any message board you want to. I said it after the Julian Walker commitment, after I had the discussions. There's a reason There's a reason Michigan don't feel all the way about that. Because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, Shane Beamer knows what's going on. So someone asked, what's my thoughts on the 2026 class? It's a great class. This class is a game changer.
Yeah.
And you have game changers that are going to be a part of this class. But let me inform you really strongly about this. I mean this. I'm telling y'all this because I know. What's done in the dark comes to the light. A&M has done nothing with the talent that they've had. Nothing. Nada. Zero. Zilch. Zippity doodah with the talent that they've had. Regardless of the year.
Sure.
Regardless of the year, they've done nothing with the talent that they have. So, am I worried? No. Texas. We're going to see what's up with Texas. Because one thing I do know, you got a cupcake first 2 years in the SEC, with this being your second year. Boy, I tell you what, you mean to tell me next year you got to play Bama, you got to play Carolina, you got to play Tennessee, you got to play a few other teams, like you got to play some people, you got to do some stuff? Okay.
Have fun.
Have fun. You're not going to have Mississippi State on that schedule next year.
Nope.
You're not going to have Vandy on that schedule next year.
Mm-mm.
No, fam. We'll see you. It'd be good to meet you. It'd be good to meet you. So, I'll say this. My last point on recruiting. Out of all the recruitments that we have coming up, I feel pretty confident on about 3 of them. With that being Kobe, Watkins, and Matthews. I stand 10 toes on all 3 of those. Shabazz, I'm intrigued to see how that one plays out. I'm hearing more Tennessee than anything. I've heard there's a big push for him to stay closer to home. So if that's the case, we should win out. That's what I have heard.
Yeah, but I mean, with Shabazz, I mean, it was Ohio State, Tennessee, South Carolina, and I think it'd be Tennessee or South Carolina for him. You said 3 out of 5. I mean, Landon Duckworth, July 18th.
I mean, I'm not even.
You don't feel like you need to address that one.
That's what I'm saying. That one wasn't one I thought to address. But if that's the feel of the people, I mean, Landon's a Gamecock, so I'm not too worried about that one. I feel very strongly about that one. Him recommitting, but the others, I'm looking forward to Friday. I'll say that much.
I'll tell you
really
this,
looking forward to Friday.
I'll tell you this. Samari Matthews, July 11th, right? JB Shabazz, July 11th. I think no matter what happens with the Matthews recruitment, if South Carolina doesn't get him in the first go-around, I don't think this recruitment's over. I really don't. Like I said, recruitment is a what? It's not a race.
A marathon.
Thank you.
It's a marathon. Y'all hear me say it all the time. It's a marathon, baby. This is a marathon. And I will say this. Things get kind of wild whenever, if Carolina's 6-0 and Oklahoma's walking into town in October and Alabama's a following game, you think Samari won't come to one of those 2 games?
Mm-hmm.
Or you think he just go up? Because Tech's not going to pay for him to catch a flight every game that he wants to come to.
No.
They're not us when it came to Dylan. Dylan was down here game after game after game. There's a reason behind that.
There is.
So Mark could come on down. Same thing with Watkins. You gonna go to A&M every time, or you gonna go down the street? Now that is just I-77.
Yeah.
That when I say from his house, he gets on the interstate and he gets off he does not get off until he gets to that exit where the state. He's looking at this. Because he's in Rock Hill, right?
He's right outside. Yeah, somewhere in that area.
Yeah, because he goes to what school Watkins go to? He goes to Rock Hill, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's in Rock Hill.
He's right there.
Bro, he's an hour. He gets on the interstate and goes an hour down the road, and he's at the stadium.
Nothing to it. For either of those guys, it's nothing to it.
They know what's up.
They know. They absolutely do. Like I said, South
Go
Carolina
where
is
you're
just
wanted,
really
not
well.
just go where you're a number.
Yeah, that's a fact. And
Go
I
where you're
can't.
wanted, not just going where you're a number.
It needs to be taught, man. That is a lesson needs to be taught. Koski Barnes, July 26th. Koski Barnes.
Yeah, Koski. My bad.
Yeah,
It's not
Koski.
Kobe. It's Koski. My
Yeah,
apologies.
Koski.
I feel
Yeah,
strong about that one. I feel pretty
yeah.
strong about that one.
I
really
feel
strong about
really
that
good
one.
about him. Joel Cumbe, South Carolina was kind of in play there. I don't know if they land him. I kind of feel like it might be Tennessee there, but
I feel like it's Tennessee, and the only reason why I say that is Tennessee's lost out on a couple people, and so I think they're going to
I can
push
see it.
there. I think they're going to
Yeah,
push there. I think they're going to
yeah,
push there.
I could see that. And like you said, South Carolina could really have a big July, a big July. And look, Samari Wingo. I mean, that guy is also out there, 4-star wide receiver. I mean,
Hey, I've done my apologies. That's all I'm saying. I've done my apologies. Let's just see how that bad boy plays out. And I don't think Florida feels as confident as they used to because they've been going after someone else. So
they don't. I can tell you for a fact that the insiders over there don't, for sure, for both sides, from what I've been told. Also, I guess you want to call it fans or NIL producers over there, they don't feel good about the situation either with Wingo. So keep an eye on that for South
we get
Carolina to make a
Wingo. All I'm gonna
surprise.
say is if we get Wingo,
Yeah.
if we get Wingo, mm, mm, mm,
Yeah.
if we get Wingo, that Johnson situation is null and void.
Mm-hmm.
You pair Wingo with Patterson,
Yes. Yep.
and you know who else I'll go after? If we're gonna add a third, Stony Fury. I'm sold on the kid. The route running he does,
It's good. His father's taught him well. His
put
father's
him in
taught him
that
well.
room too. Put him in that
I
room.
I think he's going to make a huge step this year for Dutch Fork. I mean, look, I love Chapin, love Chapin, but however they can't get it together. I don't know if they ever will.
Silver Foxes, baby.
Uh, but Dutch Fork is also a freaking powerhouse of South Carolina football.
Powerhouse.
We all know that.
Powerhouse.
We all know that.
But I think those are the things that's going to happen. I'm intrigued to see what happens with Watkins. I know that's still something we're going to see. Same with Matthews. Matthews is the one that's Friday. Watkins is Monday, and I think there's going to be some conversations that go on, and that's just going on right now. You're just going to have
Hmm.
to wait and see this out.
Yeah,
So
yeah, and I think that the wide receiver that Florida's kind of looking at, I think it's Davion Gross or Grosse, something like that.
yes, so I
4-star
think
wide
if they get
receiver.
him,
Yeah.
you know, we'll pretty much get because Wingo knows it's a clear path. He's 6'3". He fits some need that we have. So
Hmm.
I think let's
Yeah.
see. And he enjoyed, man. They said he enjoyed his official. Man,
Oh
they said
yeah.
he loved it.
Yeah, I heard
So
full court press on him from Donovan Murph himself. He said visit went really well with him. Jordan Gidron, those guys said. I mean, here's the thing: our players have made an attempt to get out there when they're free on those OVs. Like during those OVs, if they're not doing anything, which
they're
normally
there.
they're free to do it, they're there. Like you can look back at like most of the visits, like for like DBs, Jalen Kilgore, he's always in the background of those
Hmm.
videos. Josiah Thompson, always in the background of those videos, man. Like they are out there consistently working. So shout out to those guys that are taking time out of their free Saturday night to go out there and commit to the program by getting these guys on, to enjoy their visit on campus, to hype them up, to show them what South Carolina football is all about.
And I will say this: I know a lot of people have questions about Darius Gray. Let's let the season play out.
Yes. Yes.
I'm gonna say it again. If Shane Beamer makes the college football playoff, my God.
It's
If Shane Beamer makes the college football playoff.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say to it.
Good luck to him. Yeah.
Because
Good,
you ain't
good
gonna
luck
be
to
able to
him.
say nothing to me at that point. There's words cannot describe what's gonna happen. And by God, if Shane wins, I'm gonna be quiet. You know what? I'm gonna be quiet.
Let's go.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
be quiet. Yeah, yeah. We're gonna let
We will
I'm gonna be
find
quiet.
out.
We'll be quiet. I'm gonna be quiet because y'all have really the college football world has really ticked me off. It has. They don't respect the 9-3 season. They trying to bad recruit us. We play next month, right? My God, we play next month. My God, we play next month.
Yeah, 55 days as we sit right now on this
Play
Monday
next month.
night.
Play next month.
54 if you're listening live, or excuse me, if you're listening to the Welcome Edge Pod on Apple and Spotify. 54
We play next
days.
month. We play next effing month. We play next month. We play next month. Because I promise you, people gonna hear me. Last year I was modest. We play next month.
Yep.
FG, we play next month. We play in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium next month.
And if you, but wouldn't you know it, Q, as we are live, our friendly Fong puts a prediction for Watkins to go to A&M. Wouldn't you know it?
I love it.
Oh, Fong.
See y'all. Always see y'all.
Good old Fong. Good old Fong. Well, Q, we hit up a break real quick. Let's get our sponsors in at the 37-minute mark as they can get in and get their information out, and we will be right back. Like sand in an hourglass.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. All right. Let's get a 5-second countdown in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, guys. Yep. Like I said, Q said we will be playing next month. Q, South Carolina. Let's take it a little basketball. How about that? We ain't taught a little basketball in a little while. And the Gamecocks, they feel like they're going to have a good season. I'm going to tell you what, man. I met with Meechie Johnson 2 weeks ago. We talked about this. We talked about this team that is coming up this year. A couple things came out. First of all, the size. The size. How much taller this team is and how much, like I said, the height on this team is insane compared to where they've been in the past, okay? All around, you got guys like Grant Polk out there. I mean, just insane amount of size out there. The shooters are great. But I'm going to tell you one thing, though, man. Meechie said that this team, Meechie Johnson, it has feels of that BJ Mack, Talon Cooper team. From a different standpoint, though. He said having these guys come together as early as they can, having all these freshmen come in, but he's seeing a spark. He's seeing kind of vibes that he saw back during the offseason, back when where they're able to go to the Bahamas and practice in the banquet rooms, right? They're seeing things right now that are going on with this program. That's what Meechie said. Along with Meechie said he's grateful to be back in South Carolina. He said that things aren't always as you've probably read. He said, just know that he's happy to be back with the Gamecocks, and he could be happier. He could be happier. And having Meechie with this team, having all these young bucks on, it makes a difference, man. It makes a huge difference. But Gamecock basketball, not only, are they gearing up for the season, but they're going ahead and getting the information out, right? Getting the rosters out, getting the numbers. And so far, Q, we have an idea of what numbers these guys are going to wear. Now, if we're looking at the guard play, and that's what it's been announced so far as numbers go, Kobe Knox is wearing number 4. Meechie Johnson goes back to that number 5. Yarma's wearing number 7. Studi at number 10. Grant Polk at number 13. I really wish he took Trace Kelly's number, man. I wish
that'd have been dope.
That'd have been awesome. Or Studi would have picked it up. I don't know. That'd been cool. But Eli Ellis Number 15, Cam Scott keeps that at 23. And then Mongolian Mike, I'm not saying his last name because I am not butchering that on live radio, is wearing number 55. Number 55. And look, I watched the game with him the other day when he was at Utah. The kid can ball. Mongolian Mike can ball.
Flat out.
He's a hooper. So
Flat out.
really, really good stuff there. Everybody's on X except for Yarma. He doesn't have an X handle. He's only on Instagram, so you can catch him over there if you're trying to follow them. So we're getting closer to that basketball, time, getting to the season. South Carolina just had C&B go number 9 overall in the NBA draft.
I think they're going to be good. I think they're going to be good. I think they're going to gel a lot better. I think we're going to get better results. You got more skill out there. You got more understanding of Lamont. You see a lot more players that fit Lamont's style of play, and I think that's the biggest thing I'm enjoying right now is seeing that. And I mean, a lot of people want to doubt us again. Put us last. Hey, do it. I don't care. See y'all when I see you. But don't act shocked. Don't act shocked when Lamont gets back to where he wants to be. Don't act shocked, folks.
I mean, South Carolina did a really good job in the portal, considering. I mean, they did. Sure, Eagle staff got away, but we all know how that situation went. It got a little crazy at the end, and he just wasn't going to work out in South Carolina. It got dicey, but things happen. This is college athletics. This is recruiting 101 in this day and age with NIL and everything else that goes on. It is what it is. It is what it is.
But I'm looking forward to the season, so. Yeah. So I'm good. I'm glad for the season. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too, man. We got a long ways to go, but I mean, practice and everything, they're already doing it, right? They're getting ready. They're getting things going. It's coming. It will be here before you know it.
We'll see.
Yeah, it'll be here before you know it. And also, South Carolina women's basketball. What a transfer portal class that they had, right? What a transfer portal class that they had.
A good class.
You're going to get a pissed off Dawn, man.
Yeah.
You're going to get an upset
I think
Dawn.
You're looking at another Final Four run. If everything gels together like it should, we should be in the title game again. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to it.
It's unfortunate the LSU game's not at home this year. It's that LSU in Baton Rouge. That's unfortunate. That game's fun.
I can't wait. That's gonna be a fun one. That one's gonna be a little juiced up game right there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it will be. Yeah, it will. Well, that's really it on the basketball side. As we get closer, we'll have more headlines that will come out from that. EA College Football 26 officially dropped. You and I, we are waiting to get our hard cover. Getting Dylan Stewart on the cover of ours, right? We're waiting on that because it's the first time in Gamecock history that we had a Gamecock football player on an EA College football title.
It's facts.
We're gonna do it. We're waiting. Get our cover art with Dylan Stewart. Stand next to Dan Lanning of all people. And somehow they made Dan Lanning actually look kind of big next to him, which is really funny in the cover. I'm like, yeah, it's completely unrealistic. So
facts.
That's absolutely hilarious. And we better get cocky, man. If you're gonna do a deluxe and you're gonna have the Clemson Tiger on the cover, can we get cocky in there? I mean, what are we doing, man? What are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
That's frustrating. Absolutely frustrating. But now, College Football 26 is out, and already Gamecock fans and other fans across the country are playing as South Carolina, talking about how dynamic Lenore Sellers is, Dylan Stewart. And here's the thing. A lot of the guys, they're not even in the game yet.
That first update going to be great. So
I can't wait. A lot of people have asked, certain players, Donovan Murphy, why they're not in, and Brian Rowe. These guys have all opted in. I had a conversation with Donovan Murphy actually before we got on the show tonight. He said he's opted in. He's just, I guess they're waiting on the new update officially to hit so they can put him in there. So I'm kind of surprised they're not in there already. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand. If these guys have opted in, why aren't they ready to go from the get-go?
Who knows? I can't wait for it either. My cousin, shout out to Steven. I can't wait to get play as him on my rebuild of East Carolina. I'm really looking forward to playing as him.
They need to Road to Glory as him.
Some
Run
I'm
the
gonna do
Glorious
something, man.
hill,
But I'm looking. I'm
or be
looking
the
forward to it.
quarterback. Be the quarterback. You throw
Yeah,
to him every game,
yeah.
every
So I'm
snap.
I'm looking forward to it. And I'm looking forward to it. That's a dream come true for me. I was able to back in the day play as my younger brother in college football. Back in the day when he played for Austin P, and they put the FCS teams on there.
Yeah,
So when he played for Austin P, I was able to play as him. They had him from Florida, which was weird. He's clearly not from Florida, but
right.
it was really cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's like, it's a proud brother moment. So now I get a
Sure.
proud cousin moment, playing as, my cousin on the game. Like, I get to play as him. I'm
Hmm.
trying to see what they're going to make his features look like. Cause I mean, I've seen some of these features out here. Some of these people don't look like who they are in person. So I'm looking forward to see what the features look like. But other than that, man, I'm excited. I'm excited
I
for the game. I'm excited
I
to play.
gotta tell you, man. They showed. I got somebody already previewed Shane Beamer, Clayton White, and and our OC, and I gotta tell you,
Yeah,
man.
I've
Like,
seen that. Yeah, it's weird. It's wild.
whoa,
It's
what
a
are we
wild
doing?
thing,
Like,
man.
hi,
Yeah,
Shane, like
it's
that.
wild.
Does that look like Shane? I
No,
don't know about that one.
it's
I
not
don't know
shame.
about that
It's
one.
not
But
shame.
I'll tell you what, if Mike Gundy doesn't have a mullet, then they truly failed when they made this version. If Mike Gundy doesn't
Yeah, I
have a
don't think he
mullet,
does actually. I actually don't think he does. I think there was a picture out
that's
there. I don't think he has a mullet.
that's unfortunate. You had that opportunity to
Yeah,
give him a mullet and you didn't do it.
yeah,
God bless
failed. So
America. God bless America. That is definitely unfortunate. Well, South Carolina, Williams Brice Stadium is the number 16 hardest place to play in the game. So, a solid area to be, right? A solid area to be at. So it's not bad there. Lenore Sellers comes in as a number 91 overall rating for a quarterback, 89 speed, 91 acceleration, 82 at breaking the tackle. Good Lord. 96 on the throw power, 97 on throw on the run. Oh my goodness. Yeah, they are going to abuse teams with Lenore Sellers in this game. And Nick Harbor's also got a 99 speed, by the way. So yeah, if you remember that last year, yeah, get ready for that even probably 10 times worse with what they gave Lenore Sellers this year in this new update. Because if I'm
yeah,
not mistaken, that throw power was in the 70-80 range last year. So good Lord. Yeah. South Carolina is going to be cooking in the EA College Football 26 world. And like I said, if you didn't catch the last episode, that's great for the Gamecocks because South Carolina will make money off of this because of the royalties they will get by people playing as the University of South Carolina. So remember that. Remember that. Some people think it's a dumb game. They're not video games aren't your thing. Now there's royalties coming from this, and they matter because that's going straight to the university. So every bit counts.
yep.
Every bit counts. So gotta love it. Q Thursday can't come soon enough. I know I will be whatever store to get my deluxe edition. I guess GameStop. I guess I don't know. I mean,
Yeah,
I wish it would do midnight release, man. I know that you get this game, you download it early. I understand all that, but can't we just get midnight release back one time just to relive the
these
glory
kids don't.
days?
These kids don't care about it no more.
The
That's
kids
the
don't
problem with them.
understand. That's the thing. It's not
That's
like
why.
I don't think they don't care. They just don't know. Think about it. 10 years ago was the
Yeah,
last time they had a midnight release for EA college football game or NCAA football.
yeah.
The kids,
It's. I
these
mean,
kids these days have
I
no
don't know why
idea.
they won't bring it back. I don't know why they won't bring it back, but you
I
know how
mean,
it go.
people were partying in the parking lot, man, had TV set up, tailgating. I mean, it was the works, man. Like, it was the
It was a
works.
time.
God, it was amazing.
Time was
It's,
had.
it's unfortunate, man. It's so unfortunate. Really, that's really it. Q. Before we end the show, I did want to say Rush's Fries will be back soon. The OGs will be back in a couple weeks. The OG fries. So I did want to put that back out there. I did want to put that
Can't
back
wait.
out there. I'm super excited about that.
Can't wait.
It's God, it's so good to have, man. So good to
Yeah,
have.
can't wait.
And I did want to shout out to our friends out there in the low country listening. I know I gave y'all a lot of slack in the last episode about the shrimp gate, which I mean it's a big problem, and I'm interested to figure out who the other restaurants are that weren't named. But Lord blesses to you. I hate that you're going through that. It's never fun, but we do appreciate y'all listening down there, and of course in the upstate as well. Our friends in the upstate. We give you all a lot of grief, a lot of flack, but hey, man, we love y'all too. I mean, you guys are a big part of the
It's
Gamecock
facts.
fans, and
It's
y'all make
facts.
it happen. Y'all make it happen.
It's
I mean,
facts.
really do. And everybody listening out of state, we've got a lot of out of state listeners. We got a lot of out of country listeners. You know, a
Yeah.
lot of people out of this country that are listening, which is really really cool, man. We see y'all listening. We see the numbers. It's just it's incredible. So we do appreciate y'all, tuning in and rocking with us, man. Like I said, we have some great guests that are coming up. Like I said, Oscar Attaway, he's going to be one of them here in the next coming weeks. Can't wait to get him on. Jalen Kilgore is going to be on at some point. Trying to get the two, Jalen, Gerald Kilgore, trying to get that combination, trying to get them, at the same time would be awesome. And hey, don't be surprised if you see another big name out there soon. I don't want to put anything out there. We're still in the works on that. So, Q, that's it before we wrap it up, man. You got anything else before we go?
That's it, man. That's
Great
it.
stuff. Great stuff, man. Well, we will be back Thursday. We will be back Thursday after, I don't know, maybe getting a game of EA college football in or not. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that. Guys, we appreciate y'all tuning in live on Apple and Spotify at the Believe Network on Apple and Spotify. Tuning in live at Facebook, YouTube, X, where you can always catch the show, a live showing on TikTok tonight. We appreciate everybody tuning in over there, listening. You can always watch and replay the show. You can watch the replay on Facebook and X. You can watch the replay there and on YouTube. You can also download, rate, review the show. The Believe Network, South Carolina's official voice of the Gamecocks on the Believe Network on Apple and Spotify. Guys, we will see you next time.
Peace.